and welcome back to my channel. Right off the bat, I do want to apologize because I have not posted anything since before Easter, and I'm going to do better. I've been working on a few other projects I'm going to be talking about soon, but I have neglected, but my goal is to do better. I want to get right into the news of the day, of the hour, of the month, and that is Elon Musk, who has bought Twitter. And I just want to kind of discuss what that means for Christians and people who love free speech. How is this going to affect us? We see right here that Twitter accepts the $44 million bid. And Elon Musk has said that he sees Twitter's potential and he wants to unlock it. Twitter has been on a banning spree for the last few years. If you don't fit the narrative that they're trying to project, then they will censor you. They'll shadow ban you or suspend you. That's kind of their thing right now. But Elon Musk says that he wants to change that. He is a proponent of free speech. And that's for everyone, not just on the left, but also on the right. And that's cool, right? So, of course, there are many who are getting their panties in a bunch because they don't like free speech. Then there are a lot of people who love the idea of Elon Musk changing things that could be fair and so that you can get all opinions, not just one opinion, so you'll be able to make an informed decision. We see here that he says suspending the New York Post from Twitter was incredibly inappropriate. And so he should be restoring their accounts, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So, I mean, the man put his money where his mouth is, and I can definitely respect that. Um, I can respect someone who puts their money where their mouth is. Also, we see that Twitter banned Tucker Carlson, and they banned Tucker Carlson just for supporting the Babylon Bee. Now, if you're not familiar with the Babylon Bee, it's a conservative Christian news satire website. So they publish satirical articles on topics like religion, current events, politics, public figures. Real funny stuff. You need to check it out. So he was banned just for, or censored just for supporting them. And you see right here where it says Twitter suspends Babylon Bee for naming Rachel Levine Man of the Year. That was a little satirical joke that they did. And you see right here Rachel Levine named among USA Today's Women of the Year. This is the reason why they did this satirical joke. Because if you're not familiar with Rachel Levine, he was born Richard Leland Levine, and he is the Biden administration's assistant secretary for health. So he's saying now that he's living how he wants to live in his transition. Twitter also banned Dr. Robert Malone, the doctor who invented the mRNA vaccine platform. Imagine being censored because you have different thoughts than others on the vaccine because you hold a different opinion and you're the doctor who invented it. Imagine that. So they censor him. Twitter also permanently suspended President Trump because of the Capitol siege. You know, they said that he incited the riot. That has since been debunked, but he was permanently deleted. Also, the same week that Elon Musk puts his money where his mouth is to buy Twitter for free speech purposes, Department of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas testified in the House Homeland Security Committee on Wednesday that the Biden administration is creating under the authority of the DHS a disinformation governance board. Say what, say huh? Yes, you heard that right. They plan to monitor what you say so that they will be able to tell you whether or not it's deemed as free speech.
They want power. And to get power, they plan to control what you think. Watch Mayorkas explain.
We have so many different efforts underway to equip local communities to identify individuals who very well could be descending into violence by reason of ideologies of hate, false narratives, or other disinformation and misinformation propagated on social media and other platforms.
Oh, did you know that? So one of our biggest law enforcement agencies has men with guns around the country doing so many things to stop disinformation and false narratives. Those aren't even lies. They're just deviations from the approved script. Mayorkas told us again that men with guns plan to, quote, identify individuals who could be descending into violence, could be descending. Not people who've committed violence or even been accused of any crime at all. DHS is instead using law enforcement powers to identify and punish people who think the wrong things. That would be opponents of the Biden administration. Biden's partisan political enemies are now officially enemies of the state. How is this happening in America? So today, to herald the coming of the new Soviet America, the administration announced its own Ministry of Truth. This will be called the Disinformation Governance Board. Laugh if you want, but just to show you they're not kidding around here, this board is not part of the State Department or any other agency focused on foreign threats from abroad. No. The Disinformation Governance Board is part of the Department of Homeland Security. DHS is a law enforcement agency designed to police the United States, and that, by the way, has a famously large stockpile of ammunition. So it's not a joke at all. Here's DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
We have just established a Mis- and Disinformation Governance Board in the Department of Homeland Security to more effectively combat this threat, not only to election security, but to our homeland security.
Oh, so one of America's top law enforcement officers just announces to the Congress that actually we're going to be policing what you say, and everyone in the room kind of nods, oh yeah, it's totally normal. But here's what he didn't say. So America's told us that disinformation is a threat to Homeland Security. Now, he's the head of the Department of Homeland Security, so presumably he would know, since assessing threats to Homeland Security is his job. But what he didn't tell us is how he's defining disinformation. So here you have this new and terrifying thing that the Biden administration is so concerned about that it's created a new agency to fight it, but Mayorkas never said or even hinted as to what it might be. So the man in charge of the Disinformation Governing Board never defined disinformation.
So pay close attention because this is how totalitarian regimes begin. This is how they start, by taking away your free speech under the guise of safety and peace. They'll want to disarm you so you won't have any way to protect yourself. This is what Hitler did to the Jews in Germany. And right now, we see the news media being bought out by oligarchs, truth being censored, propaganda in movies and on TV. You're only getting one opinion. They're censoring all other sides, and you cannot make an informed decision, an educated decision, without all the facts. This is nothing more than a modern day Gestapo. So, how long before Christians aren't able to preach the gospel? And how long before we're locked up for telling the gospel truth? Well, I would say to keep fighting the good fight, keep standing on your faith, and every opportunity you get to tell someone about Jesus, do it. Because this is where we are in the world. Speak the truth in love. John 16, 1, starting at 1 says, I have said all these things to you to keep you from falling away. They will put you out of the synagogues. Indeed, the hour is coming when whoever kills you will think he is offering service to God. And they will do these things because they have not known the Father nor me. But I have said these things to you that when their hour comes, you may remember that I told them to you. So stand firm. Stand firm on your faith and stand firm on the truth.